Hey everybody, in this video we're going to have a quick look back at how my season has gone and have a quick review of how things have happened over the 2024 season, because it's been a bit of a nightmare, but we'll have a quick look at that and how things are going now. At the same time, we're going to be talking about some of the products I used and some of the products I won't be using in the future because of some of the results I had at the time, getting rid of certain parasites and aquatic weed. We'll have a quick review of some of the equipment I've been testing and how that's been going, because we've had some good results for some of the technology that's been coming through to be able to monitor things like your pond water. So we'll have a quick look and see how they're going. Quick check on the fish, see how the fish are doing, because at the moment the temperatures are so up and down. I was talking to somebody online the other day who was saying that his covers were back off and he was feeding again because his temperature gone back up to 9. I checked mine a week ago and we were on something like about 9 as well, but now it's back down to 7. So I just don't think the fish are having a good time with the different temperatures, but we'll have a quick look and just see how the fish are doing. Water tests are still ongoing. I'm still doing my water testing once a week, so I'm making sure that the pH is pretty good. The KH, I'm still struggling with KH, so I've got a little weapon in my armoury that I should be delivering to the pond today to see if I can increase the KH, because that's what it was designed to do, and it's not bicarb of soda. So we better crack on, because we've got lots of things to talk about and lots of things to look at. Let's go this way. No, this way again. So the last season, my season has been... It's been a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. Let me just get my diary, because I write everything down that I've done. So let's look at let's start with parasites, because parasites has been a bit of a pain in the backside for me. I've got my first dose of formaldehyde and malachite green that went in for Kactoily on the 26th of March. So the season's just opening. We're just getting everything up and running. A bit of warmth in the pond, and all the nasties start coming out. So you always find it in spring, over winter, any nasties are in there, they usually go into hibernation and slow right down with the fish. But when the water temperatures come back up again, and because your fish haven't been eating for so long, it seems that the parasites go, right, we're off. And off they go, and they start attacking and affecting fish that are really just have not eaten for months. So they're very weak, all their immune systems are still low, and they struggle to get rid of the parasites. So we have to sort of step in and help things along. So that was the first one in March, and then I did a number of doses of malachite green and formalin, and then we went into April. Was pretty good. April was not. I think April I was just sort of monitoring things and trying to get things sorted, and then we went into May. Then fluke arrived. So Kactoily, then fluke. It's usually the way around for me. It's usually fluke and then Kactoily arrived. But no, this time it was opposite way around. Kactoily was first in, and then fluke were like, right, you finished, mate. I'm in. And then they came. So we were using fluke M all the way through May and then into June. So late-ish May, mid-May we started with fluke M, and then we went into June and we used more fluke M through June, and we did another batch in late June. So this is all happening, and what I've found this year is I was doing the different way of administering some of the doses. So what I'd be doing, I'd be upping the doses to a high dose and doing dose on day 1, and then day 2 and 3 do 2 half doses. So I wasn't waiting the 7 days, I was going bang with the full dose, literally falling a little bit more dose, and then straight into the next day, half dose, straight into day 3, half dose. So I was hitting the pond hard with products. I've been watching a number of videos from Ricky at Koi Wholesale, and he does lots of trips to Japan, and they do a lot of treatments, obviously, and they you know, some of the stuff they do is way above what our knowledge is. But yeah, they do lots and lots of treatments over there, and he was sort of just saying what they were doing and what he does. So I tried that, and I was using Kactoily products, and in my opinion, in my pond, only just scratched the surface. I ended up going over to Colombo and started using a lot of other products through Colombo. So formalin, malachite green, I was using NT Labs, and I forgot what the other one was, but yeah, I kind of stopped using Kactoily a little bit more. So, and then we went into July, we had another few issues with parasites. Then I ended up with white spot. I had some new fish, that's right, I had 2 or 3 new fish, didn't I? I had the 2 kahakus, so I don't know where they are at the moment, they're floating around on the bottom somewhere. I picked up Graham from Andy at Derby Koi. Hey band, all right mate. I didn't pick up Graham. Graham lives with Andy, the fish called Graham. And then I won a fish, don't forget, as well. So I had a number of fish that are coming into the pond and potentially bringing problems with them. themselves. So, and I was having to sort of deal with that. So I think this coming season now, my pond is up to speed now with fish. Fingers crossed, oh my God, fingers crossed that I don't lose any more now, because I want to keep and grow what I've got. So yeah, Parasites for me, and I think I've costed it, you know, almost £200 worth of English pounds of products have gone into my pond to try to deal with. I mean, these they aren't cheap. People say, there was somebody on Facebook the other day saying they were building a pond. How big should I build it? And people were saying big as you can. And I wanted to comment and say, look, consider how big you do your pond, because the bigger your pond, the more money you're gonna have to spend on things like treatments for your pond, because you've got more water to manage, and you need a bigger filter system. So interesting times in the ponds. So Parasites for me have been a real pain in the backside, and I kind of wrote my season off through the parasite system, because I was having so many problems with the fish, and I'm just hoping I've gone into winter without any, so I'll go out the other side with them. I'm sure the fish have hold parasites all the time, so fingers crossed we go back into spring 2025 with little to no issues, but I'm sure there will be. Oh, here, just before we carry on, I thought in between stuff I was going to change. I'm still using filter floss in my multi-base system, because no food has been going in for the fish for at least a month now. You know, temperatures have been quite low. I must admit, I did chuck a small handful the other day when it was up to 9 degrees, but literally it was just something just to pacify them out the window, like they are on and off today. But just have a quick look at this, because this is the state that the filter floss gets in when I'm literally doing nothing. So there's all these little particles it's still getting hold of, and there's still lots and lots of rubbish coming out in the filter floss. I mean, just look at this. This is like I say, this is 3 or 4 weeks worth, and it's literally, it's like a gooey. It's definitely doing its job, this filter floss. That is, look at that, tremendous. That is, all that rubbish would have been going circling around and straight back into the pond again. So yeah, I'm quite chuffed with this, how this filter floss is still, I mean, I'll just bin this now. It's cheap as chips, this stuff, I've always said. But it's literally, look at that. And that's what it's still getting out the pond, even though I'm not feeding. Good stuff, let's crack on. Right, I'm not going to put any more filter floss in for at least another maybe week or 2, because of my secret weapon that I'm going to be adding to the pond before the end of this video, so stick around for that. Blanket weed, flipping Nora, blanket weed. That's been another bane of my life for, to be honest, the end of the season. I didn't see much all the way through because I was putting so many other chemicals in, it was probably affecting its growth anyway, but I don't monitor my phosphates in the pond. I monitor pH, I monitor nitrite, obviously my pH, my KH, but I don't usually look at phosphates. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't know how to measure them, even if I said I was going to. I'd have to look up somewhere, because I've never done it. I've never monitored for phosphates, and people in the past have said to me, look, if you've got blanket weed problems, you could have a phosphate problem. Maybe. You know what to do, comment below, because maybe I have, maybe I haven't, I have no idea. So if you do monitor your phosphates, then how do you measure that, monitor that, and deal with it? Because I don't know. But what I've been using through this year has been cloverleaf blanket answer. Now this is an empty tin that I won't be using again, because I'm going to try some different products, because I think cloverleaf for me, I've been using that in my pond forever. Maybe not that long, but we're using it for a long time, and for whatever reason this year didn't cut the mustard. No mustard in my pond. Didn't do what I wanted it to do. So a lot of people have spoken about other products that I'm going to be trying. So this year I'm going to be getting some different blanket weed products, not blanket weed products, blanket weed removal products that I'm going to be putting in the pond for 2025 if I have a problem. Because to be honest, in my filters now, in my brushes bay, there is little bits of blanket weed still coming in from the pond. I mean, the water's so clear at the moment because it's just so cold, you know, there's not a lot going on in the pond to do that, so it's very clear in the pond. But and the blanket weed, there's still little whiffers and whiffers? Little bits and pieces of blanket weed that are still coming through into there. So in 2025 I'm going to use some different products, so watch this space, because we'll be using different things. And again, keep suggesting them down below, because I had lots of suggestions from about 3 or 4, maybe 5 videos ago when I was struggling with blanket weed. So thank you very much for those comments, those who put them in. So the fish, and how are they doing? Well, pretty good, to be honest. To be honest, they keep looking for food. They're up looking for food, and I'm kind of thinking, do I feed them? Because it's only just 7 degrees in my pond now. So I've always said I go down to 8. So unfortunately, I won't be putting any food in for these fish at this moment in time. But should the temperature come back up again, then I'll probably give them a little handful of something to tide them by. But apart from that, you know, the fish have been pretty happy. I just have one fish, and I'm hoping it's going to come to the window in a second. And if it does, I'll try to show you, but its slime coat is showing up more visible than any other fish in there, and it doesn't usually do that. And it's been floating around with one of its fins clamped to its side. Yeah, I see it now. Here we go. So I'll see if I can get you a bit of a close-up of the fish. But for whatever reason, yeah, its slime coat's looking a bit denser than others. So whether that fish is taken in to the winter parasites or what, I have no idea. But apart from that, you know, the fish seem happy enough. I'm not bothering them. They're not bothering themselves. They're kind of looking after each other. It's just the water quality I've got to keep an eye on and keep that, because, you know, keep your water good and your fish basically look after themselves, almost. It's only every now and again we have to step in and help them. But apart from that, look after your water, fish look after themselves. Product testing. Done loads of product testing this year. I decided to do some product testing on things that were supposed to make your systems, your filter system and your fish health better. For example, I looked at this Bacto Plus, this fresh PSB photosynthetic bacteria, looked at that. I looked at the Lacto Health Bacto Plus stuff that somebody recommended they used, and also the Fish Protect. So there was 2 or 3 products that I used, and I did some quite extensive reviews and used them to see how they do. But so I'll post the video of how we did it somewhere up here right at the very end, so if you want to click on that video to see how the test went and see what the results were, because they were quite interesting actually. Water monitors. I've been working a lot with Kactoily, who are a company that make water monitors and make our life a lot easier. So I've been working with Kactoily on doing a number of products, and one of the things that I was quite interested in trying this year was monitoring my chlorine levels. I don't know whether, if people that have been with me for a while are aware that I was having problems with some of my chlorine. Well, I thought I was. I couldn't measure it, and one of my subscribers, Paul, bless you, hi mate, he lent me one of his monitors so I could do the tests for chlorine, and that showed you what the result was of how much chlorine was in your water. Because our water companies in Stoke-on-Trent in the UK at the moment, I don't know what they're putting in, but it changes on a regular basis. I think since COVID they're putting more products in so that it's not as bad. Because I've been using Kactoily, other products, for monitoring things like pH and temperature and TDS and so on and so forth, but there was nothing where they could do chlorine. And then they suggested, look, we do a pool monitor, which is like literally a swimming pool or a jacuzzi or something like that, where you can actually monitor things like chlorine levels. So they sent me this product over, and it worked really well because it still monitors the other things. So it's almost like, you know, it's just like a 7-in-1, I suppose. You know, they call it a 7-in-1 monitor of water. They also developed their product so it became Wi-Fi. So there's no longer a need for wires. It was obviously they put a wireless one out, but they did a Wi-Fi as well. So you could sort of get your phone out wherever you were and sort of monitor how your pond was doing for temperature, pH, and, you know, TDS and God knows what, no matter where in the world. And again, I'll put the video somewhere at the end of how those tests went, because I went all off on a cruise, and you know, it was really good. So thank you, Kactoily. We've been working really well together to develop these products, as have other YouTubers. You know, it's not just me. There's lots of others that are doing these, and they do some really good discounts as well. So by all means, if you use the Koi Pond Lifestyle, when you go on, if you decide to buy any of these products, use that in the product code, and you'll get a decent discount. So by all means, you get a discount if you put the Koi Pond Lifestyle logo in. Right then, time to unleash the secret weapon. Sounds a bit dodgy, doesn't it? I've got a product that I use on a regular basis through the summer. I don't use it in the winter, to be honest, but because I'm having problems with my KH, I'm going to add a dose of Koi Master's Advantage, because this was designed to assist with the KH in your pond. I mean, it does a number of other things as well. Sort of flocculates, gets rid of any rubbish in your pond. It helps with the fish appetite. It does a number of things apparently that the creator, a guy called Chris Masters, when he put this together, you know, what he tries to do is he tries to put back in the pond what a lot of the water companies take out. So it's sort of lots of minerals and things for your pond. You know, in pursuit of water perfection. I don't know. The thing with Koi Master's Advantage is it takes ages to clear through my filter system. You know, I've spoken to others about Koi Master's Advantage and them using it, and they go, yeah, it clears within a couple of days. The only thing with Koi Master's Advantage with my pond is it takes at least 3-4 days, and I'm not sure what it's going to be like in the really cold water, 7-degree water I've got at the moment. But instead of putting any more bicarbonate of soda in, which I've now run out of, I've not managed to get over to Blue Bay Aquatics to see Russell to get some more. I've still got a big tub of this, so I'm going to put a dose of this in. Now this in my pond, 6 scoops for a full dose. Again, what it'll be in your pond, I have no idea. So I'm not going to add this with any FOC this time. I'm going to just put this in on its own. Now I think I said in the previous video, I think there's a new kid on the block with regards to water conditioners. I've not managed to get hold of that new product yet. I've heard a number of other pond owners have been using it. And said they've got some quite good results from it, but I have no idea, so I can't comment on that product yet, and I've not managed to get hold of any yet. So I'm going to continue to use the Koi Master Advantage and FOC until then. But so yeah, I'm going to stick this in, but there's quite a quantity of this goes in, and the other stuff apparently is very similar to this. Let's get this in and then say goodbye to the fish for a little while, because they'll just disappear in a cloud of Koi Master Advantage. Mixing instructions is interesting with this. A lot of people sort of have different ways of mixing them, but Andy from Derby Koi came up with a cracking idea to get hold of a tub. He hasn't patented this yet, so I'm still borrowing it. And literally shake for 30 seconds and it's ready to go. Now this is one of the reasons why I'm not putting any filter floss back into the system, because I want this stuff to not be captured by filter floss. I'm going to let it go through the system for as long as possible until it clears itself, and then maybe in a week or so's time I'll put some more filter floss in there just to catch any bits that it's flocculated. But like I say, in the pond really itself, you know, the pond water is pretty clear, but I've proved that there is still a lot of fines in there because the filter floss were catching them. So I'm going to add this in now. In fact, I'll put a little bit in the filter and let it blast through the pump, and I'll also put some in the pond itself. Right, so there they were, gone into a fog of Koi Master's Advantage. So I'm going to leave that now for a few days and then monitor my KH again, because it came in at 3. Yeah, I think it was 3 this morning, so I'm going to monitor that over the next couple of days and see how well that does, because that's designed to bring up KH. I said to help with the KH, so I'm going to see how well it does and then report back on that. So I want to wish everybody a happy new year. Looking forward to the 2025 season and lots of fun we're going to have on the channel, Koi Pond Lifestyle. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, ding the bell for notifications, share to all your friends, and click that like. Because you just press it, just click the like. It's free. It's free, completely free. I'll let you do it for completely free. It's nothing. It won't charge you a thing. Thanks very much for watching Koi Pond Lifestyle.